Hi folks, thanks for joining me again. This is, I took this photograph several years ago in Sutton Park. One Sunday morning, I think. I've used it before, but I thought I'm going to use it again because it's quite a nice composition. And I'll see how this painting, mind you, I don't know where, I wouldn't be able to find the original one if I tried, I think. So I'm not quite sure how it'll compare, but let's see what I can do differently. And all I've done so far is raw sienna and a little bit of ultramarine. And I'm going to use the same two colours, but mixing a bit of cad yellow into it as well, and I'm going to start popping in some distant trees, something like that. No real detail, it's just a sort of mass of background trees. Just the odd scrape in there. I'm going to do too much for that. What I might do is just use the sword liner, bit of brown, it's basically the same three colours, just blue, yellow, raw sienna. I'm just going to hint at some trunks and branches and things going on in the background. Talk about this saw, you just keep flicking, just flick it all about. A lot of this will just dry off and it'll just fade away, but I'm just looking for the odd one just to remain, and at the finished paint you'll just be able to see through the gaps. It'll go on strong, you see down here it's starting to dry, so it's just gone on a little bit stronger there. When it's still wet it's just fading. On these dry parts it will look a little bit more prominent. Anyway, so I put that away now for now. And then back on this brush, and I'm just going a little bit darker now. What I might do is just use a bit of all these colours. Because I've got to be careful over mixing, I'm getting a bit muddy. Let's make that green up again, put a bit of ultra bit of Payne's grey in there just to darken it slightly. In these sort of shadowy sections. Oh, massive shadow sections down there. Again, a few more twigs and things. Put that away for now. I'll switch to the little brush. Now there's no... No, I won't. I was going to put a red, I'm going to reserve the red for a little bit. But if I just go back into that yellow now and start bringing some brighter. Just a hint of red in there. Couldn't resist it that time. Back to the light. What I might do is put the path in first. So I've got something to work towards. paths. I often like, just watched a Ron Ransom video the once, he just went red and blue. He just made a nice path colour. If I sort of bring it down and just sweep it round. That's our pathing. What I do like about the little brushes, it's a lot easier to change to clean it and change colour. I tend to get a little bit lazy with the big hake sometimes with regards to cleaning the brush. It's so easy to just keep going on and on and on, and before you know it you've got really muddy colours. A little bit light, pop in some lighter colour there. Strengthen some of this a little bit. Also helps with the depth. I can always darken it later. Well, you can darken it at any point. But these are just all the lights going in. Just a hint of red here and there. A little bit of blue just to darken it here again. Let's go with a little flat brush here. And this is good for just adding like little dark sections. Just I like my, I think it was my little tonal tool. Just for doing tonal adjustments. You know, if you want to just do some dark sections. Also, if you hold it at the end as well, you can get some nice random effects. Oh, so easy to get mad with it. Next, let's switch to going through a whole variation of brushes this morning. Just use this as a size 0 rigger. Just using it to flick in a few mid-ground saplings, I'm going to call them. Tree saplings just growing. Got a few of these in our home garden. I think it's where the squirrel hides these acorns from the tree, and you see them growing in all sorts of funny places. My wife tells me to take them out. Anything that she hasn't planted herself is classed as a weed, regardless of what it is. It could be the most beautiful plant in the world, but if it's not been planted by me or her, then it's classed as a weed. I've tried to tell her there's not a, you can't look in a horticultural book, there isn't a sort of section called weeds. A weed is just something that wasn't man sown. As I say, I went for years without using this little Ron Ransom brush. But what I do, what I like, it's like something like, say if I start off with the raw sienna, just fill that in there, and switch that one with the lemon yellow. You can switch to a bit of red, a bit of blue, and when you get dark, it's easy to clean then, and you're back. Bit of burnt one, but I haven't used that yet. Don't want to get too dark because I don't want to clash. I've just realised I was going to push some shadows in the foreground. I should have put that a little bit darker, a little bit lighter, sorry. But then again, there's nothing stopping you. Once it's in, you can just lighten it by doing that. Lighten it just so that the shadows show up a little bit better. So all I'm doing, just diluting it down a little bit. That'll do, stop faffing about with it. Let's put a bit more green in there. Now I want a few more trees. I'll switch back to the sword liner. I'm just getting a bit of red, bit of blue. Plenty of water. And this time we've got some bigger trees going up. All mass of trees around here. This would have gone a little bit stronger if I'd have dried it first, but I've deliberately left it wet. Just to see how it blends in. A lot of these strokes, I want to keep them pretty light, pretty narrow, so I'm just barely touching the paper with this brush. Let's just redefine this foreground section a little bit. Narrow some of them off. Now we want I'm just thinking of another way I can do this. This time let's try a bit of colour on this. Bit of blue, bit of yellow, bit of Payne's grey. And just using the side, just looking for random. I'm also twisting the brush as well just to get it as random as I possibly can. Now this right hand foreground, we've got our darkest section. Just needs to go up a little bit higher, really, just to Now this time I'm going to use the height brush for these because these are quite big trees. A bit of red, bit of blue, bit of brown. And these we're sort of up here like this. The big one there. Big one, give it up there like that. I'll come around there. And another one, something like that. Now switch back to the sword liner, dark mix, brown, red, blue. Try a bit of black in there, a bit of Payne's grey as well. Start popping on the twigs and branches. Big one cut straight across there like that. This one I'm probably just going to have it straight out the tube. Well, I can't see many leaves on this, but just let's just swish them around a bit with this little rigger brush. Give it a quick dry. I should have dried this a long time ago actually. More yellowy than there. I want some big foreground shadows. Pop some big shadows in. I'm going for the big brush. Bit of brown, red, blue. A sort of bluey grey is what I'm looking for. Something like that. And it's just cut straight across the foreground. Also something across there as well. A few shadows across there. It's got a quick draw. try this brush. Just want to pop a few more things growing there and there. Don't want to get too balmy with that. That brush is too big. I need a smaller brush for that. Just pop some of these behind. Right, I'll tell you what I do want. I want a little man who's leaning forward. Dog in front. Just give him a red coat. It's that same shadow mix. Putting across there like that. There'll be a few little birds flying around. Let's have one there, one there. Oh, a whole load of pigeons just flew out of the trees. Few random marks in the foreground, sort of few more random marks just over there. I haven't used this brush for a long time, this little flat brush. It's just popping some fence posts. And that gives you cast a few more shadows off these. I think I'm going to call that one finished. So let me just put my name in the corner. Let's just put my name down here somewhere. Let's stick a mount on that now and see what it looks like. So there's a finished painting. See, so I haven't changed it too much from the photograph. Kept all the elements pretty much in the same place. You can see, just started off with a background, very simple sky, a sort of light wash of ultramarine, and then lots of cad yellows. I do need another yellow in my arsenal just to get a bit more variation. And you can see the distant, a few little distant darks just about make out between the tree trunks, and then coming further into the foreground, got this bank of trees on the left, just putting very loosely. And then just framing the path, got some darker trees on the right hand side, and see where the shadows are cutting across. It's the shadows that really, it was quite a bland painting really, in my opinion, but as often does, the sort of shadows rescue it a little bit, really accentuates the light and brings it to life, I think. Path winding its way forward to our little man there, put a red coat on him today, and a dog walking off into the trees over yonder. So just brightened up the reference photograph a little bit into our watercolour. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks as always for watching, for your support, very much appreciated. Keep posting your paintings in the members gallery and having a go at all the challenges. It's great to see what everyone's up to. So until next time, keep practicing. If you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to ask, and I'll see you all again soon.